Hey guys, it's Troy. Welcome to another video. So it's all about subtext, all right? Dating skills, all of that stuff. It's all about what happens under the surface, okay? And I continually say, it's not about what you say, it's about the way you say it. And this is one of those things that was really overlooked, in my opinion, by some of the older school dating coaches, okay? There was a lot of emphasis on technique. There was a lot of emphasis on conversation. There was a lot of emphasis on verbals and what you say, okay? And there seemed to be scant credence given to the manner in which you say it, the energy with which you say it, what you bring to the party underneath the words, okay? And that is the thing that makes all the difference, okay? And guess what? In a 5-minute video, I'm not going to be able to explain exactly how you get to where you need to get to, because it's very nuanced, okay? It's not difficult, but it is quite nuanced, and it's going to depend on you as a person, and it's going to depend on your energy, and it's going to depend on what is congruent to you. But the point is this: if you had a great actor reading out a piece of poetry, all right? He's going to infuse that piece of poetry with passion, with drama, with a sense of occasion, with a sense of weight and gravitas that the average person in the street probably couldn't. So the average person in the street could read the same poem, the same words, the same lines, and it's going to seem different, okay? It's going to have a different emotional weight and resonance to it because they're not trained in the same way as the great actor. I think we can all appreciate that. I think we can all understand that concept. We can see that, right? It's exactly the same with the dating stuff. It's exactly the same. And this is why just somebody from 2012 giving you some lines to say or whatever, yes, you can say those lines, but if they're not coming from the right place, if they don't have the right emotional wallop to them, they're just not going to come over with the same power, okay? And it has to come from a place of masculine, grounded energy, okay? There has to be a sense of occasion in the approach, on the date, whatever, right? It has to be special, okay? If the woman is your audience member, then you have to put on a new performance, not like a dancing monkey, but you have to put on a new and fresh and compelling performance each time. Otherwise, she's just not going to be that into it, okay? And too many guys, you know, they've watched some videos, they've read some books, they've read some things on Reddit or whatever, they've got some canned lines, they've got some things to say, and they think, okay, if I just say these things, if I just ask some open questions, you know, if I just sort of push the conversation in a certain way, then all my problems are going to be solved. And yes, those things are helpful, but again, it's about the nuance, it's about the subtext, it's about the undercurrent of what's happening, okay? It's not just the surface level. And this is the fundamental problem. And it's the most difficult thing to teach, but it is the most important thing. And as I say, I think this was somewhat overlooked in the early days when people, you know, started talking about this stuff on YouTube and online. And how do you learn it? Well, it's a process, okay? It's a process, and as I said, a 5-minute video is not sufficient to explain it, but really what it needs to do is come from a place of authenticity to you, okay? So as a person, you have certain attributes, right? You have certain interests, you have certain predilections, you are wired in a certain way. I'm wired in a particular way, other people are going to be different to me, okay? Fine. What is your North Star? What is it about you? What makes you unique? What makes you interesting? What makes you exciting? What makes you magnetic and fascinating, okay? You have to firstly know that and figure that out for yourself, and then it has to be displayed, and it needs to come through with everything you say, and not just what you say, but the way that you move, the way that you dress, the way that you hold eye contact, the way that you talk, okay? The way that you draw people in when you're with them, when you're conversing with them, okay? All of this stuff needs to come through, and it's all about that subtext, okay? So you could be having a pretty banal conversation. You could be talking about the weather or shopping or whether you want chocolate on your frappuccino or not, okay? You could be having a pretty banal conversation, but if your eye contact is right and there's subcommunication there, it's going to land very differently than the average guy in the street just ordering a coffee or going to the grocery store or having a conversation about the weather, okay? If you don't understand this, that's fine. but you need to if you're having trouble in the dating arena, because this is likely where you're going wrong, okay? It's all about subtext. It's all about what is not said, but what is implied. And that probably is the most important piece of dating advice you'll ever get. Anyway, if you want to learn more, do follow me on Substack, link below, for written updates, written messages from the trenches. Follow me on YouTube, subscribe to this channel, give me a like, write a comment, share, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.